effectively known as the hardest place to play in the SFL, at least over the last couple of seasons. The Albuquerque Adams have managed to still be undefeated at this ground here at Jornada del Muerto in the heart of Albuquerque. Alongside me to unpack this game, it feels like we were only here, 2 minutes ago. Mark Lopez back with me again for an Albuquerque Adams home game. Mark, we thought last time the Bossier Sydney Steamers could be their undoing. That wasn't the case, but could the Carolina Skyhawks, sitting at 5-2 and having another really red-hot season, could they be the ones to do it here tonight, do you think?
I mean, that's a very good question, but I think, Jacob, at this point, that question should be flipped on Carolina, because Albuquerque has been facing strong opponents all season. They had the 4-2 DC Dragons, the 4-2 Minnesota Legends they lost to, 4-2 Bossier City they won against. Carolina, near the bottom as far as strength of schedule. This is going to be their first challenge, after their win on Florida, and we'll see if they can beat Albuquerque on the road.
If you cast your minds back to last season, this is the team that Carolina beat in the first round of the playoffs in Raleigh. This time the script gets flipped and the Adams will play host here tonight as that kick sails over the back of the end zone, and this Carolina Skyhawks offense for head coach Mojo McLean, led out by quarterback Marcus Dunhill. We'll introduce the rest of the offense after the first play. He's got three receivers spread across with an eye backfield behind him. The first carry will go up the middle to Tony Zoma. He one of three backs for this Carolina offense. Riley Quintero and Harish Prasad are the other two. Nolan Pierce, Chase Earl, Adam Banks, and Chris Curtis are the receivers. Vince DeSantis is the tight end. Kate Palmer, Chad Rowland, Riggy Rigatoni, and Chris Cross make up the offensive line. Motion a receiver across the screen here. Carolina. And off to Quintero. We'll get a yard, if that, blown up at the line of scrimmage there. So a couple of early tackles here, Mark, at the line to stop this Carolina rushing attack.
Good tackles too. Unfortunately for Quintero, one of the speediest backs in the league, got caught up behind his lineman, and that was just enough to slow him down for those tackles to come around him.
That one actually lost a yard there, so they'll have to throw here on third down and long to start off the game, and it's incomplete. Had a target across the middle there, but couldn't find the mitts of Adam Banks, and this will be punted away early by Malone Brown.
Yeah, I counted maybe 4 green uniforms in the postal code of that pass location. Silver lining from that play, good job by, I believe it must have been either Riley or Harish Prasad on the pass block pickup. Otherwise, we could have seen a sack, but instead, a punt.
Mark, we saw Kyle Finnemore have a huge return a week ago, and he had some backfield utilization as well that really opened the game up for the Adams. We'll be looking for that again today as Cyrus Jive leads out this offense for Albuquerque's head coach, Joshua Williams. He starts with a spread formation here, 2 backs behind him. Toss play to the outside. There's plenty of room for Justin Williams to run into, and he'll get 8 on the opening carry. The rest of the Adams offense, Jason Williams is the lead tailback. Justin is the fullback. The receivers, Kyle Finnemore, Clarence Lee, and Kay Marion. The tight end is Jack Wall, Queen Porter, Max Van Linger, Jerrion Jones, and Lyle Williams make up the offensive line. Offset eye to the left-hand side here. And a handoff to Jason Williams there on the ground, and he will get a chunky yardage there. In fact, it's the backup tailback spelling him there on that occasion. Still a 6-yard pickup at a first.
Yeah, good run by the backup there. And they only have Jason Williams as the starting halfback. I guess got gas in the previous play. But the blocking on that play, everyone, even all the way to the second level, had their blocks and just allowed the backup to get the first down.
Jive throw to the flats. That is Jason Williams' first touch of the game. That's going to get 12. So they're making quick work out of this opening drive. 3 touches for all 3 of their backs.
Only his 14th catch of the season for 12 yards will put him at 64 yards for the season. I know it's kind of unlikely, but he's about 200 yards from hitting his next milestone as far as reception yards go to 4,000 receptions. But as far as participating in the passing game, you saw right there, throwing the flats, it's going to open up and spread this defense, and they got to start containing those outsides, otherwise they're going to get beaten there.
He's down to the left. Jive will drop back again. This time he throws it deep. It's caught by Wall. They're inside goal to go territory.
Yeah, Carolina with the soft cover too, expecting some kind of medium pass with only 2 deep defenders. And then your tight end, just throw it to him. Big target down the field. That's how you attack cover 2 in the seams and force the safety to make the tackle. And, good job on Albuquerque recognizing the coverage and taking advantage.
Doesn't take long for the three-time All-Star to introduce himself tonight. And Albuquerque now find themselves 5 yards away from a major score. Drop back from Jive out of a heavy set. He will have time to throw. It's towards the back of the end zone. Looking to try and hit Jack Wall for a second time, but that time it was deflected away, and Carolina gets a hold there. Mike Ryan with that pass deflection.
Yeah, good deflection by Ryan. Jive this season, 60.3% completion rate. That's pretty good, Jacob. Good for 4th in the league. So his passing has been pivotal. Unable to complete one there, but might be a run here as they line up with their heavy set here.
Pretty light box as well from Carolina. They'll toss it to the outside.
Oh, good block.
Yeah, the touch. Finnemore with his first carry will be dumped a couple of yards away from the line of scrimmage. We saw that last week, and it was, I guess, advantageous in the very limited times we saw it. And he ripped one for about 50 yards off the top of my head. He'll remain in this fold here, you would imagine. Similar looking formation. Hand off up the middle. Trying to get there. It's blown up at the line of scrimmage. Carolina get a stop there on the goal line. Mojo McClain.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. A goal line stop inside the 2-yard line. Give that man his incentive. What a defensive stand. After allowing Albuquerque to march up all the way to their 2-yard line, they force only a field goal. That's a win in Carolina's defensive books, in my opinion.
The kick from the veteran kicker, Rob Ems, is through and good. That's not what Albuquerque wanted to come away with there. Huge moment for Carolina. Backed up on their own goal line. And Mojo McClain makes a huge open field tackle to prevent 6 points from being put down on Albuquerque's opening possession. And Carolina will get honours again here. And that one sails over the back. So an enthralling start to this contest, but Carolina will look to move on from the 3 and out they had on that opening possession. 2 carries out of the back. Soma had one, Quintero had one, and that forced them into a very quick 3rd down and long, and they couldn't convert. So Dunhill can produce here on this next possession. Toss play to the outside. Quintero trying to get a forward progress. He got the push through, and that could have been basically a drop at the line of scrimmage, and in the end he got through the first wave of contact and gets 6 out of that one.
Yeah, good running. That first initial scuffle probably took out all of the wind of Riley Quintero. He couldn't break the second tackle in open space, but still a good 6-yard pickup, setting them up here with their their heavy set.
And off the outside, this is a reach. Prasad, stiff arm, got rid of one. Couldn't get rid of the second. Good pursuit there from Keenan Samuels, preventing that one from being a first down, but still only 2 yards away. You suspect they're going to go straight back to RQ here.
Jack's formation.
Heaps of front-wide pressure from Albuquerque's defense. Hand up the middle. Quintero got past one, not the second. Albuquerque's defense gets another 3 and out. TJ Frosty blowing that one up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and what you'll notice as a trend in the modern halfbacks, in this season in the league, is that typically if you cannot, if it takes you a while to break that first tackle, they look gassed trying to break the second. And you saw right there, Albuquerque, how did they address it? Send one man to slow Quintero, and the second should clean him up.
Finnemore returns that one up to Albuquerque's 43-yard line. And Mark, I want to make note of something that's been discussed in the chat. This is a new uniform concept. At least that's the first time I've seen it from Carolina. Do you think those helmets look purple in the right angle? Because I don't like this,
Ooh.
the sentence I'm about to say, but I'm inclined to agree with Brett Solberg. At certain angles, it does look a little bit purple.
And I guess so. Probably a rendering thing, too. Oh, nice spin move.
Could well be. Jason Williams, second catch of the game, picks up 7. Will introduce the Carolina defense. LJ Hobbs, Meg Carter, Phil Hall, and Christopher Cologne make up the defensive line. Danny Stinson, Mojo McLean, and Trevon Prasad, the linebackers, the secondary. Tristan Hatley, TD Jack, Davidson Joseph, Skippy Curtis, Mike Ryan, and Ibari Armin Eaglin. And off to the outside, it's blown up by Stinson at the line of scrimmage. And this will give Albuquerque something to think about here. 3rd and short.
Yeah, Stinson actually great recovery because he was picked up on the run block, but able to shed the block and make the tackle at the last second.
And above the middle, got it.
Wow.
First down, pick up there. Clarence Lee getting a carry on the ground. And they're not afraid to put these receivers in the backfield so far today. It's the 3rd carry we've seen from a non-tailback, but to good effect. It's got them another first down.
Yeah, it's a simple run. None of the defenders plugged the gap, so he just had to run down the middle, the only gap that was open, and picks up first down.
And motion a receiver across here. It's Jack Wall. He's already had 1 catch today. Drop back from Jive. Jack Roll running the flats. He had Marion Guggle. K. Marion inside the 5. Got the drag.
Oh, gosh.
Got the goal line. What a tackle at the back there by Tristan Hatley to prevent a touchdown.
K. Marion, that was such a nice play here. The concentration and individual effort to haul the ball in. Jacob, I don't know if I've seen anyone bobble their own catch and then catch it back down. I've seen catches off of a tip, but not off of their own bobble. What a play.
Just the sort of plays that K. Marion produces, and that carry up the middle from their backup tailback is going to get the opening 6-pointer of the game. It felt like K. Marion deserves credit for that touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, she was inches away from that touchdown too, and this one is just a stroll in the park to get 6 points on the board. And you think this could have been the result in the prior drive. This could have been a 14-0 game. That prior drive's defense by Carolina, keeping them 4 points closer to this lead.
There's a reason why she's effectively known as the top receiver in this era of SFL football, and you've just seen another example of it as K. Marion ripped that one. First catch of the game. Give her a good chunk of yardage, 44 yards to be exact there on that play. And it was only for Tristan Hatley and Davidson Joseph that it got shut down before she could score. And in the end, it was punched in. They weren't to be denied twice on the goal line. And Carolina now, after 2 quick 3-and-outs from their offense, they're going to be forced to try and respond here. It just hasn't quite fit into place yet from this unit, but still plenty of talent across the board, and we know what Marcus Dunhill is capable of. Four wide plus a tight end to potentially trying to dial up the intensity here. Dunhill got a good block from his tackle there. Throws deep. It's incomplete. Double coverage there surrounding the intended target. TJ Frosty's made a couple of plays early.
Yeah, Albuquerque rushing only 4, keeping everyone back in coverage. And you saw right there that double coverage onto the thrown target is what is keeping those deep passes out from being a threat.
Back from Dunhill. Again, got the block from Roland. Throws back. That's incomplete. Again, that time the contest was a little more favourable for the receiver there in Chris Curtis, but unable to hang on to that. So this Albuquerque secondary is playing lights out at the moment. They have not allowed Dunhill to complete a pass yet. And he's going to need to complete one now for the first time tonight if they're to keep this drive going. Otherwise, they risk giving it back to this red-hot Albuquerque offense. Banks motioned into the left-hand slot. Drop back from Dunhill. block again on the edge was perfect. He's got a huge pocket to wait in.
Oh, there you
Beautiful
go.
throw. And he's connected. Finally, for the first time tonight, Chase Earl checks into the game.
Great job by Chase Earl extending that play, actually branching out of his original route here to cut inside. And the two defenders were trailing him, and that was enough room for him to make the catch comfortably. And that play was much needed. Prior to that play, Carolina 10 plays, 10 total yards. And with that single play, that nets them a 20 extra yarder.
And up the middle to Harish Prasad gets 3 there on that carry. And Dunhill, 1 of 4 so far in the game, with that one worth 20 yards. And just gives them a little bit of momentum you feel they were desperately needing. Back into the empty. No additional pressure here from Albuquerque. Drop back from Dunhill. Throw outside. That's caught. Earl tried to spin, but he stepped out of bounds. It's still a 5-yard pickup, and they'll have another go here from 3rd and short.
Well, they've responded to 3rd and long 2 plays ago, but last drive, 3rd and short, unable to convert. Very near the same location here, near the midfield. We'll see if they can convert. Heavy set again from them and the Jacks formation.
This time Albuquerque releases the pressure a little bit from their defense. And off of the middle, Quintero got it and then some. Eventually knocked down by Daniel Valentine, but Riley Quintero finally enjoying some open space there.
And that was just great from Quinteros. The first tackle he shed were from 2 defenders at the same time, so he sheds 2 people, gets the first down, picks up a couple more yards, keeps the drive going.
3 wide now. They can open the playbook up here with a fresh set of downs. They're in Albuquerque territory for the first time today. And off this time to Prasad. Oh, boy!
Wow.
Absolutely mowed over Jack Napier at the line of scrimmage, but it only results in a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Jack Napier was on that play at the snap. You just saw him there sprinting towards the ball carrier, and one body enough to slow that play down and get the tackle.
Motion banks across again. This time Dunhill will drop back to throw. Didn't have much time, got it out. Beautiful throw to the outside. Vince DeSantis with his first target and reels that one in. And Carolina get a 3rd straight first down.
Yeah, and good job on Dunhill letting that throw go as the pocket was about to collapse and making the first down completion. You know, despite the pocket collapsing, you know, I think Albuquerque, if he just sent 1 more defender, that would have been an easy sack.
1 quarter done here. Albuquerque with a strong start, but Carolina starting to figure things out here. Back here. Albuquerque trying to get a hold here. This Carolina offense is starting to open things up here. 35 away from a major score. DeSantis moved in motion. And off outside, that's Quintero, gets 2 on that carry. So they've been very stingy against this ground game today. Introduced this Albuquerque defense for head coach Joshua Williams. Chris Porter, Leo Jefferson, Neil Rivers, and Joshua Williams make up the defensive line. Seth Berlin, Keenan Samuels, and Will Patterson are the linebackers. Amar Bryant Jr., Daniel Valentine, TJ Frosty, Jack Napier, and Bryant James make up the secondary. Soma moved across to the other side here. Handoff to Prasad. And ran straight at Keenan Samuels, but they're only going to give him a yard here. So Dunhill has to bail them out here again on 3rd down.
This run defense has been pretty stiff for the most part. You know, besides that 1 first down they allowed, they are quick on those run coverages and making the tackle.
Back from South. Roll out. Stood in the pocket. Oh man, Chase Earl plucked it inside the 5.
Holy, Chase Earl making his best K. Marion impression, saying, what you can do, I can do better. Well, at the very least, I can do too, as he makes that catch under duress, one-on-one, in the middle of being hit midair, just collects the ball and sets them up for first and goal, the best field position they've ever been tonight.
He was the one that broke the streak of incompletions for Dunhill and now has them set up inside goal to go territory. Handoff. Can Quintero get the push? Not that
Almost.
time. It gets them a couple of yards shot, closer to it. That was Prasad, in fact, on that carry. They're now a yard away. Quintero should come back in here. Again in the goal line eye.
They might toss this. No.
Got it to Quintero, blown up at the line of scrimmage.
Oh gosh, I think Jacob Quintero might have tried to jump it, but in the middle of the attempt, he got knocked down, and suddenly you lose momentum at the point you start to jump, and just not enough momentum to go forward.
Third handoff this time, Prasad. Oh, got it! They're going to give it to him. I don't know if he got the ball across, but tentatively Carolina has a touchdown.
I don't think so, Jacob. I think this is going to be challenged and then brought back. That was a questionable, spot by the referee.
You can't. Unfortunately, that did not look like it got anywhere near the goal line for Harish Prasad. And we'll take an early retroactive look at that play. Brought to you by Retroid. Get a Retroid handheld. Play the anti-video game with your player in it at goretroid.com.
See here. I mean, to me, that doesn't even look close. I don't even think the ball touched the line. It, much less cross it. Yeah.
Confirming our suspicions there. And, I mean, the question is, do you go for it here? I mean, you were on the goal line. Anytime I see a situation come up, I'm just like, I'm not going to kick a field goal because if I don't get it, I've backed up their offense on the 1 yard line. So
exactly.
In this situation,
well, it looks like they're going to go for the field goal points.
Now I'm going to trot Malone Brown out and take the seemingly guaranteed points. And Brown sinks it, so that cuts it back to 7. But a good drive from Carolina. Yep. They needed that. The opening two stopped right where they started, and that one went all the way downfield. But shout out to Chase Earl. I mean, what a way to announce yourself into the game. 3 catches on that drive. He now has 50 yards, including that absolutely spectacular catch.
Yeah, and that was a drive. I mean, that was an incredible drive. 79 yards, 15 plays. Dunhill goes 4 for 5, and 2 key catches, two key throws to Chase. And, unfortunately, you couldn't get 7 on the board. But that's a good sign that we can go downhill. We can bring it to Albuquerque. Let's just do it again. Let's get our defense out there and give the ball back to us.
3 wide style things here for Cyrus Jive. Drop back offensive line. Did the work there. Oh, boy. Bit of a contest there that he threw it to. He had Justin Williams, the fullback, outside of his own line there. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, that was actually an accurate throw, actually hitting the fullback, but I guess he wasn't prepared for the pass, or the coverage, not used to that tight of a coverage. There were 3 defenders in that zone, and it's a drop.
Another drop back from Jive. Throw in between the numbers, beautiful.
Easy.
Hits in stride there for Kay Marion. She's got 2.
Great catch again by Marion. Great route here, probably one of her favorite routes, the in route. So this looks more like a post route at this angle, but that's pretty lethal if your zone at the middle of the field is pretty light, and unfortunately for Carolina, it was pretty light at that point in time.
Going to a twin set here. Hand off to the outside for Williams, got past 1. That's an 8-yard carry. It's his... I believe it's the second time he's been used. First time he's actually been used on the ground. He had those 2 catches early in the game. That's his first actual rush attempt. Not 14 minutes of scrimmage into the game.
Looks like a play where Carolina blitz their deep safeties, but from where they were too far to make a tackle, and the linebackers were out of position to make any tackle. That's why you see the 8-yard gain there.
The middle. Can you get the push? Oh, Mojo McLean. I thought he got him behind the line of scrimmage there. Carolina are going to have to ask some questions here if they challenge that.
That's another close
one. They do
one.
not. They keep the flag in the pocket. That looked a bit touch and go there. Carolina happy to keep their time out in their pocket for the time being. Throw from Jive out to the flats. That's caught.
Nice.
Williams, third catch of the day. McLean there again to make the tackle, and that one only worth 3.
Yeah, McLean with the tackle, but I believe Davidson Joseph also made the initial contact to slow, that from being a run. There we go.
Outside. Oh man, Justin Williams, but Mike Ryan got across there and made the tackle.
Name of the game is, can you get to the down marker before the second defender comes around and makes the tackle? And so close, just 3 yards away for picking another first down. Carolina starting to clamp up here.
Real process. Do they run here on third down and short? They won't. Jive will drop back. Throw to the flats. Got it. Ooh. It's short. What a tackle by Tristan Hatley.
Great tackle for sure. And it doesn't look like they're going to challenge this. They're going to go for it because they are just outside of field goal range, but also 4th and inches.
So Albuquerque getting aggressive on offense. They've got Kyle Finnemore in the backfield with Justin Williams on the short side. Finnemore's got it. They couldn't get the pressure there again, and they keep this drive on the move.
Yep, another instance of linebackers kind of slowing the uptake and trying to clog the holes, and instead they got picked up in blocks, and that's just the Red Sea parting for him.
3 wide, Giant will throw. Got it over the top, and safe with the fact Carolina didn't have another defender back there. Could have been intercepted, but Mike Ryan deflects that one away.
2nd and 10 here. I think Albuquerque already in field goal range. They're already thinking, well, we have just about 3 points secured here. Can we get better yardage position for our field goal kicker?
It's just on the fringe of Robert M's field goal range, you feel. Drop back from Jive. Pressure again. Got it to Wall. Broke a tackle. Rolled over the stick, and he got the first. Jack Wall. What a play.
Yeah, he just generated extra yards through sheer power of will. Churning the legs. And you see right here, first contact, no good. Here, keeps churning and rolls over the defender to get over the line. And those are the kind of plays you want from your big-time players. And Albuquerque gets one right there. Look at where they are now, knocking on the door of the red zone.
It's just a case of wanting it more, quite simply. They'll now go back to the ground here. Hand off to Jason Williams. Got past a couple. They're starting to make really good work of this drive here. He's got 8 on that carry.
A great run, great downfield blocking too, as one of the safeties, deep safeties, was caught on the block. Actually, top of the screen, you see there, one of the safeties, held up on potentially rushing to make a tackle. And that's just enough time for your running back to take advantage of.
Now 16 away from another major score. Hand up the middle. Oh man, plenty of room to roll into there for Jason Williams. And they're starting to really put Carolina under some pressure here.
Yeah, I tell you what, this offensive line of Albuquerque has just been outplaying the defensive line of Carolina with the pass or the run blocking. That has been impeccable. It's always, one hole wide open for any of the running backs to run through. It's another first down, another 1st and goal.
Driving the gun, they will run the draw. Pretty play. Got 6 on that one. Gets them a little bit closer.
Love that play. I love that play. A draw play and shotgun. Where the defense thinks they see shotgun, they think, ooh, pass. Nope, run, and it sets up 2nd and goal at the 2.
Finnemore in the backfield here. Handoff up the middle.
Oh.
Finnemore lit up
There
by
you
Stinson.
go.
Can Carolina do it again?
What a key tackle by Stinson. Another case where Stinson was blocked, but he recovered, gets out of the block, and makes the play, makes the tackle. This trench warfare at the 2-yard line for either team has been intense, Jacob.
Carolina are 1 for 2 in these situations here tonight. Defensively, at this time, Albuquerque gets it again. Jason Williams has a touchdown on the board.
This was a great play by the offensive line. I believe it was number 70, Leah Williams, who drags the defender backwards and pancakes herself, allows himself to be pancaked, and actually opens up a hole for the run to go in for a touchdown. Smart plays by the offensive line.
And how often do you see that when your left guard decides, I'm just going to lie down? And that's going to be the reason why this results in a touchdown. It's irrespective. Albuquerque have got a strong advantage here again.
Commanding.
So for all of Carolina's good efforts on that last drive, you really do question what the outcome might have been had they gone for it there on the opposing 1-yard line. I'm going to try a return here. Oh, mama. It's Harish Prasad, not one of those Albuquerque special teams unit members, into next week. And Carolina will start this drive here from the 30.
And what's important here, Jacob, is the time of possession of the last 2 drives for Albuquerque and Carolina. Both drives went for over 5 minutes. 5 minutes 22 for Albuquerque last time. Carolina last time 5 minutes 6 seconds, ended in a field goal after getting to the 1-yard line. And those slow drives are going to eat up the clock. A 14-point advantage seems like 40.
And off there's a flag somewhere in amidst that as Riley Quintero picked up a couple. And things just continue to go backwards here for Carolina.
Yep, nothing going their way, at least in the first half. 1st and 24 here, but they do have those pass plays in their playbook to make quick work of this field.
That's what opened up the field last time. See if they can get this play off before the 2-minute warning. They can't. So they will have another crack here. 2 minutes to go. We'll see the 2-minute offense here before the half is out. Dunhill, can he make some magic here? Remembering that Albuquerque will get the second half kickoff as well. This is crunch time. Hand off to the outside. Riley Quintero got a couple back of what was lost after that penalty. And they'll bring up 2nd and 20.
See, that run play almost signaling conceding the half, it feels like.
Yeah, you don't want to see that as a neutral or as a Carolina supporter either. They'll keep a heavy formation now. This time they're going to drop back and throw. Got blocking. Downfield, incomplete. Napier nearly had that one. He was looking for Chris Curtis, who hasn't quite had the service tonight that he probably used to in this offense. That one's incomplete.
Yeah, you're right. Chris Curtis, 0 receptions and 2 targets. I mean, Dunhill has thrown the ball only 8 times. To be fair, that's within the expectations. They have been running the ball all season long for the most part and slow to pass, or less chance to pass.
And that is disappointing for Carolina. They go to the ground there on 3rd down and long just to prevent turning the ball over. No timeout though from Albuquerque, so they're not overly keen to get back out there and try and add to this lead. They're happy to take the kickoff to start the second term. And Malone Brown will try and take as much time off the clock here as he possibly can. Inside a minute. And Albuquerque are going to have some time here to score if they want to, with all 3 timeouts in their pocket. Brown's going to try and get this one as far away as he can. He's got it past the throat. It's a huge kick. And Finnemore will get 10 yards worth of the return, so they've got 40 seconds to go, about 60 yards if they want.
60 yards for a touchdown, but for a field goal, more like 30-ish yards. And depending on the maximum range here of their kicker, they might only need maybe 28, 27. We'll see. Rob Abslong is 50. So they could line up at the 33-yard line for the field goal.
I feel that's about the spot where they could get to here with relative comfort. We'll see what they draw up, though. We'll go to the ground here, and we'll get 6 there. So, again, they've been very, very soft against this ground game today. Carolina, Mike Ryan, another tackle.
They are keeping their timeouts, though, so I think this is going to be it for the half unless something breaks out for an explosive play here in this play in the heavy set.
We'll keep an eye on this man. Clarence Lee got the shake, but was short of the line to gain there. And this will end the half here. Carolina down by 2 scores at halftime. Can they make something of this second half? We're going to get a timeout. Wow, Albuquerque.
What? Okay.
Interrupt my spiel entering halftime just to get one more play out. Oh, my goodness.
Hail Mary time. The only play they can go, unless they just run it. We'll see. Looks like the heavy set here. Ah.
Why? What's the point? What's the point? Oh, my goodness. Jive. He will hand it off to the outside. Got caught behind a blocker. Oh. Yeah, that was what that play deserved. Yeah, and that will take us into halftime.
I was going to say it almost didn't convert.
It did in the end, got the necessary yard, but it shouldn't have. It should have been blown up for a loss of 5 there, just for taking 15 seconds off my life. Albuquerque leads this one by 14 at halftime. They've been very impressive. Carolina with plenty of work to do in the second half. Mark Lopez, unpack what we've just seen in that opening half.
I mean, it's been domination by the Adams, all game. 3 scoring drives from them. This could have been a 21-point game by, Albuquerque. Credit to Carolina stopping that first drive and only allowing a field goal at the 2-yard line. Right? Carolina, we've seen one drive that they put together that went 79 yards. So there is potential, but it's tough, Jacob. You're in the home of Albuquerque. Lossless ever in their home. You got to find something magical to adjust to.
Before we get back to the field here at Jornada del Muerto, let's take a quick halftime break, presented by Breaks GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community collectors on the Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site. BreaksGPT.com. Return from Clarence Lee gets us up to the 28. Don't forget to quote the ad 15,000 times in the chat, and we'll get things going again here. Albuquerque again with opening field position. Carolina, their defense has held strong at certain points and fallen at others, but they've been let down by their offense in that opening half.
Yeah,
we'll
this
see if
could
that
have
script
been.
can be flipped here in the second half.
Yeah, this could have been a 7-17 game. Still down 2 scores, but definitely much more manageable than down 14 here. See there, 83 to 195. They are being outpaced 100 yards here, and you see that in the scoreline too.
Jason Williams up the middle. That's going to get 7 there on that carry. And again, that's what was Carolina's undoing in the opening half. They just haven't put enough pressure up front. You see there, Mojo McLean. He's been doing most of the work in that ground game. He missed a tackle on that occasion.
Yeah, and you just can't expect one lone linebacker to make and secure the first tackle against Jason Williams, Justin Williams, these incredible running backs for Albuquerque. You need help.
And
Like
up
this.
the middle. And that's much better from Carolina. That time they got a couple of secondary players there to be involved. Eaglin with some pressure, Hatley with the tackle. And now 2 yards away from it. They would love a quick 3 and out here, Carolina, and get their defense off the field straight away. Split jacks formation, straight up the gut.
Oh,
goes
nice.
Jason Williams. And again, the linebacking core collapses and Mike Ryan has to make the tackle at the back. That's been the story of the game so far for Carolina.
Yep, that's true. Mike Ryan with 6 tackles, leading the team in tackles from the safety position. That means that he has to do so much cleanup.
Oh, Marion pulls it. Oh, man. She can do it all.
That's catch number 3. Prior to this, had 65 yards already and tacking on approximately 20 yards. So she's almost at the 100-yard mark here. And thrown 3 times to her, caught all 3 times. Yeah, just throw the ball. Or CK Marion, just throw somewhere there, Jacob. But she's going to get it.
It's not quite as quick as Gabriel Manning's incentive the other night against Florida, but she's made pretty quick work of that. Oh, that's incomplete. I don't know if it was actually intended for Justin Williams, but he was the one that threw his hands up for it.
Yeah, he might have just seen the ball in his general direction and thought, "Is this for me? Let me test it." And he failed the test. Unfortunately, it becomes an incompletion.
Bit of a miscommunication up front there from Jive and his receivers. Drop back again from Jive. Blocking up front. Got it. Oh, man. Mike Ryan was right there, but Albuquerque, again, it's K. Marion continuing to carve up this secondary.
And she's attacking again the middle of the field. You saw right there, her route was a post in route-ish, and gets that in route. Your safety suddenly has to attempt to block the ball, but if you risk that and miss the deflection, it's wide open. So instead, the safety just had to play the player.
Yeah, 4 for 4 on the afternoon so far, and she's already got an incentive entering her bank account this week. 106 yards on the night so far. Handoff. Jason Williams got pressure there up front. It's only a 3-yard gain. Let's check in with SFL HQ and see what the other game is bringing us on the Virtual Football Network.
Thank you, Jacob. Pittsburgh at Indy, a battle of 2 and 4 teams, and Indianapolis's defense gets a safety here. They also got a fumble 6 earlier in the game, leading the charge for the Ramblers 9-7 in the second quarter. Back to you.
Okay.
There we go.
The game brings some entertainment that time. And again, it's McLean who's basically been in everything up front. And he either makes the play or doesn't, and it's ended up being made by Mike Ryan. But really, they need some help, those two. It's been a quiet night so far from Siobhan Prasad. Danny Stinson's face of play, but also on the goal line. They need to try and make sure their secondary locks up here. Play fake from Jive. Oh man, that was gorgeous. It's incomplete. Mike Ryan that time at the back there couldn't quite get to it. Amari Eaglin with the important pass deflection.
I mean, I gotta say, I gotta credit this defense. They recognized that it was a play action. Nobody fell for the play action fake. Everybody went down in coverage. And tough throw by Cyrus Jive to make. He's at 158 yards already tonight, and that was not enough for that completion.
Carolina's defense desperately needed that there. They were going backwards again. And of all players to make the play, the late Ibari Armin Eaglin there, stamping his authority in this game. And Carolina will get the opportunity here. They need to get a quick score on the board, and that should make things interesting here if they can cut it back to 10 in the third quarter. Kickoff will not be returned, but Rob Ems has been absolutely booming those today. He's got no interest in watching Carolina's special teams unit return a kick today. And Carolina will trot this out to the 20-yard line. So Dunhill, it was a mixed bag half. He was 4 for 8. Found Chase Earl on 3 different occasions. DeSantis once. Well, handed off up the middle to Riley Quintero, who gets 8. And if you can believe it, Mark, that's his best carry of the evening so far.
Yeah, I can believe that they have been struggling. Well, I think it ties the best. There was one that he ran as well for 8. He has been hot and cold all night.
2 yards to go to get the first down. That handoff got him before he could get to the line again there. William Patterson stops Harish Prasad short of the line to gain. And again, you suspect that Quintero will go back out there again.
Well, 3rd and 1 again. Let's see if they can finally convert on 3rd and short here. They've struggled here.
Need some good blocking up front again if they're going to run it. They're going to motion Chris Curtis across to the other side. And up to the outside. Quintero got the block. Excellent work there by the left tackle in crisscross to make sure that he could get that lane.
Yeah, and Tony Zoma with the great blocking on the outside. The one extra blocker to completely seal the edge. Pick up first down. And this is what Carolina needs. But this might be another long drive. They got to pick up the pace. They're down 3 scores.
Adam Banks in motion. And off on the outside, it's Prasad. Nice. He gets some forward momentum there. And that's a 6-yard gain. Swallow asking the chat. We need a Valentine pick 6. Daniel Valentine obviously used to play for Carolina. I believe that's where he was drafted. I don't think that's what Harish Prasad wants so far with the way this game's going. But their ground game's moving here on this possession. They've got Quintero back out there again. Hand off on the outside. This is Riley Quintero who's lit up after only a 2-yard gain there. TJ Frosty again making the play.
Yeah, great tackling. Like, look at the linebackers of Albuquerque. 9, 10 combined tackles from their linebackers. And that's despite Carolina having a total of 20. So half of the runs have been tackled by the linebackers.
Pressure up the middle. They gave it to Prasad. Got it. Nice down. Carolina keeps it going with Riley Quintero. And look, it hasn't been the most efficient day for either of these backs, but they're getting it done here on this possession.
They are.
Harish Prasad wants them to throw the ball. We'll see if they do it here out of a spread formation.
I agree with that, Harish. You guys need to throw more here. It's the spread formation.
Landed up the middle to Prasad, and he is railed there at the line of scrimmage. My goodness, William Patterson there. Keenan Samuels, rather, absolutely whacked him.
Ref's a little the opposite of generous here as far as spotting the ball. It looked like a 3-yarder. They say it's a 1, and they line up here with a bunch.
Bunch formation down to the right here. Handoff. Got great blocking up front. Quintero is going to get 7 there on that carry, but that was very easily going to be blown up with where the pressure came from, and there was a blocker there to save the day. And still another 3rd down. I mean, they've completed them on this position. This is the furthest that they've been far.
3rd and 3. Oh, they're moving back. Uh-oh. Chance? Oh, too slow.
Quintero, what an open field tackle. Stuffed there right at the line of scrimmage. Daniel Valentine on his opposite number stops that one from going any further.
Prasad unfortunately had to look like he tried to do a cutback and wasn't quick enough on the cut, and that's just enough time for the defense to get to him and make the tackle. 3rd and 3, unfortunately, a promising drive. Very promising drive. Went for 33 yards and once again stifled at 3rd and short. And Jacob, get this. That drive went for 4 minutes and they pick up nothing.
I mean, they barely made it inside Albuquerque territory there, and they took 4 minutes off the clock. I mean, that's a disaster for Carolina. And agreed. Again, with Harish, should have gone for it. They're in a situation when you're down by 2 scores, you need something. There, Marion. Oh, man. It's just going there every single time, and they cannot get a touch on her at the moment.
You see the opposite thing happening here for Albuquerque, where their offense is dynamic, it's high-flying, they get downfield quickly, they can score quickly. And this is the kind of playbook, even if you told me that the score was 20 points Carolina, 3 points Albuquerque. The way Albuquerque has been playing this game, I kind of want to believe that they have a better chance at turning the game around because of how quick they go downfield.
Jive, drop back, has plenty of blocking up front.
Oh,
throws
where you
the flat
going?
side. Man, Clarence Lee's got to turn around and go in a different direction there. I think he still thinks it's the first half. Sharan Prasad injects himself in the game. We haven't even called his name yet, really. And he's one of the veteran pieces of this defense. But yeah, Clarence Lee needs a map, I think, or a GPS.
A compass. He doesn't know north from his south or east from west.
Oh, man. Jive throws again.
Nice.
Jack Wall in between a pair of Carolina defenders there. And we thought talking about the scenes, we thought they were just going to go and sort of unlock the ground game a little bit, but they are slinging it here on this drive.
I mean, just like what Swole is saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's been working for Jive. Great pass by Jive, and with that, he gets his 15K milestone. What a career by Cyrus Jive here. 15,000 carry passing. This play goes for no yards, but congratulations to Cyrus Jive. Playing quite a long time for this team too. And Albuquerque's happy to have Jive leading this squad.
He's a real playmaker. He's only had 6 seasons in the league, and he's already in the top 40 all time in terms of quarterback passing stats. So you suspect he's going to climb those leaderboards fairly quickly here, the way he's been playing in this Albuquerque unit. 5-yard pickup there for Jason Williams. Another opportunity for this Carolina defense to get off the field before the fourth quarter starts.
They got to stop this third down, though. This is pivotal. At the edge, again, of field goal range.
They need 5. They will fake that handoff
action.
again. Jive this time will take a little bit more time.
Are you
Got
kidding
it.
me?
Inside the 10, Carolina, they had a secondary player back there to make the play. Couldn't happen. Kyle Finnemore has got his first catch of the day.
I couldn't catch if it was cover 1 or cover 0 because that one-on-one match, there was no extra safety deep to help make the tackle there. It looked like it was just man coverage deep and no other extra safety help, and that's easy pickings for Jive.
That ends the third quarter here. Albuquerque all over this one here, 20 points to 3. One quarter to go. Carolina desperate for a stop now. 27-3 feels unassailable at this point in the game. They'll go to that offset eye jacks formation with Finnemore in the backfield. It looks like it may be Clarence Lee here on this particular play. Finnemore
Oh, what a run.
Not past McLean. Mike Ryan again back there to save the day.
Yeah, Clarence Lee on those, as a halfback, he's speedy and, creative usage for Clarence Lee. They're taking advantage of his speed and ability to break tackles to set them up here for 2nd and goal, lining up in their heaviest set. Carolina matching that with only 1 deep safety.
Oh, no. Jason Williams got the push. Oh, man, Mike Ryan has done about everything he can today at that free safety spot, but he got rolled over there, and Jason Williams has got a second.
That almost looked like a rugby possession as the trenches. It was a battle, and then he finally sprung forth into the end zone. They extend their lead now, and it's dominating by Albuquerque.
It's been just a dominant performance from the Adams today. Extra point. No problem for Rob Adams in a 3-minute drive. They went all the way downfield and punched it in. And Carolina really are going to have some big questions to answer. As of right now, it's party time at Jornado del Muerto. As of 9 minutes left in this game, it looks like they're going to keep that undefeated home record alive here. Takes stiff arm. Harish Prasad up past the 35.
I think there was backing
And
from the
eventually
block.
tackled by the kicker, and there had to be. That looked a little bit too easy, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked too easy.
There you go.
And
somebody
once
was blocking.
again, the second time today, Carolina had a clipping penalty that pushed their offense backwards.
Unfortunate for them for sure. Not the kind of penalty, especially when your offense has been predicated on long, time-consuming drives. Not the kind of position you want to be in.
Punch to the right-hand side, the handoff to Quintero.
There he goes.
Quintero eventually lit up by TJ Frosty. That's a 9-yard pickup. And, I mean,
Yeah.
they're still sticking with this ground game.
I mean, that was actually a great play in my opinion, because you line up in bunch. Albuquerque almost forced to line up in their dime defense to prevent any deep passes. The deep backs fell backwards deep, and that's enough open space for Quintero to pick up 9 yards.
So the handoff to Harish Prasad. Got the shoulder lowered. He's knocked some Albuquerque player out of the game here. It's Keenan Samuels who's come up second best there.
Oh, he goes down, unfortunately, here.
Someone fell a little bit awkwardly under that hit there from Prasad. And Samuels will get quickly checked at the medical tent, but without much time left in the game. See if he can return. Dunhill has not thrown in quite some time here.
No. Only 8
I don't
attempts in
think
the game.
He hasn't thrown all half, Mark. It's pretty wild, but with this deficit that they've got, they have not thrown the ball. They'll
You're
continue
correct.
to come down here. Quintero, 2-yard pickup.
You're absolutely correct. They have not thrown at all in the second half. And then in the second quarter, Jacob, they only threw twice. So in the first quarter, they had 6 throws and then barely anything left from Dunhill.
Where was that corner going? He just walked. Did he walk off the field?
He's gone.
They're still going to run it, and I mean, what? How they didn't
Wow.
audible there in that situation, I can't tell you.
Yeah. Like, a quick hook route to your receiver down there who was left wide open, perhaps, or something.
I mean, the cornerback just disappeared.
Probably didn't have anything for
Drop
that
back
play.
from
Like,
South. They'll finally throw a pass here on 3rd down and long. And
Another
South will run.
run.
Forget the pass. It's going to still be a run. He's short of the line of scrimmage. They're going to go
Oh,
for this
God.
here, you would imagine, with 7.5 minutes left.
Oh yeah, they gotta go for this.
And Carolina
No.
instead, they're going to say he got it.
We'll see. I don't think it was, but maybe they saw something we didn't see. Could be the angle.
Let's
of the
take
ball.
another retroactive look at this play. Mark presented by Retroid. It didn't look like he got it. He looked like the 4th and 1 was a fair call.
That's the worst camera angle too. Not giving Carolina any favors.
Yeah,
No.
He was trying to get the hand out there to get that ball over the line, but
Right.
he didn't quite get there. That was the better. I don't know why they didn't show that angle first.
Yeah, Albuquerque wasted your time in the first half.
Oh, they got it. So they've. What?
No,
What is happening? I think they've given him the half yard. Okay. So
Yeah, exactly.
Initially, it was 4th and 1, and now it's 4th and inches. I mean, they're still going to
Oh,
punt.
what?
Oh my goodness me!
They lined
Carolina.
up. They lined up to go for it earlier. Now they're punting. What?
Watch out for a fake punt here.
Oh, it might be.
No,
No.
not that time. I think Harish Prasad's head's going to explode in the next couple of minutes. Albuquerque return that one 25 yards out from their own goal line. They can really ice this one here with this possession.
Yeah, I agree with Frank Doom. Get him some aspirin for the headache. And as a coach, you see a little bit of errors on the field. Not what you want to see, especially when you're down big, right? Especially you're trying to, keep the lead in your division. You're up 5-2, up on the rest of your division. But it's tough. On the road against Albuquerque, they themselves are 5-2, lossless, undefeated in their home field.
On the hand up the middle. Mojo McLean had to make sure that wasn't more than a 7-yard pickup, but Jason Williams has really made a statement here today. I mean, he was outstanding in the last game we saw from this Albuquerque unit, but he seems to have even hit another gear tonight. Toss play outside, Finnemore. Juke move outside.
Oh,
Shavan
sheesh.
Prasad chasing him down. And he's got a huge chunk of yardage there. Not quite the breakout that we saw in the last game from them, but it's still a very good carry and keeps this Albuquerque offense moving forward.
That's going to bring up the average yards per carry of this team tonight. You see here himself, he's averaging 5 yards per carry. Collectively as a team, they're averaging 4.08 prior to that play. So they're probably averaging 4.2, 4.3 now.
Split receivers here, split backs behind Jive. 6.5 left. Clarence Lee moved in motion. Toss play outside. Oh man,
Ooh.
that corner was straight at Justin Williams and came with second best, but had some support there to make sure that wasn't more than a 3-yard pickup.
I wonder if Clarence Lee shifted to avoid any impact and left Justin Williams on an island. No lead blocker for Justin Williams.
Set eye again here. Handoff up the middle to Kyle Finnemore. First down. And they just continue to rumble.
Yep. They are unstoppable so far. No answer for that very quick run down the middle. And also, unfortunately, for this Carolina defense, they seem to be almost unwilling to pack the box with defenders.
Twins to the right-hand side. Do they keep it on the ground here with Jason Williams? I suspect they will. Hand off
There
the
you
middle.
go.
Oh, that time they got some
There you
pressure.
go.
The defensive line's been quiet today. Finally, some sort of response up from the men up front there. Shavan Prasad in that tackle at the line of scrimmage. And
Yep.
I mean, you feel no harm at this point. They're draining plenty of clock away here on this possession. Drop back from Jive. Got good blocking up front. Throws all through hands and almost Marion nearly did it again on a deflected pass. Mike Ryan probably deserved an interception tonight, but he couldn't come up with that one. Phew.
3rd and 10 here. I mean, the good deflection. It stopped the clock here. Pauses the clock, gives some breathing room, and a few more minutes here for Carolina. They gotta stop this. They gotta stop this 3rd down conversion.
Albuquerque will throw. Drop
No
back from
blitz.
Jive.
Oh!
Pursued and gone. There we go.
Wow.
Christopher Cologne with a sack in the backfield.
I think Jive disappeared for a split second. Almost looked like Colon just swallowed him up, and the first camera angle, just Jive. It's like, where's Waldo, but where's Jive? Oh, God, what a sack.
Cologne is 6'5", 300 pounds. It's a bit of a matchup nightmare there in that situation. This punt will be returned. And not
Okay.
for much, though, as returner was much straight away. I thought he was going to call for a fair catch there, but I suppose any opportunity to make a play here for Nolan Pierce, who has not been called yet, the number 1 overall pick in the previous draft. So Dunhill with 4.5 left. Surely they go to the air now. I mean, if they go to the ground again, we've got to ask some serious questions of the Carolina sideline. Drop back by Dunhill, throw. It's caught by Curtis. Curtis will run out of bounds after a gain of 8.
And it's 2nd and 2 here, and 4 minutes to go inside the 5 minute to go in the 4th quarter. My guess is Carolina, they just want to be aggressive here. They're going to line up with a single halfback, single running back, and probably throw out of this formation. It's the triple package for them.
Got 3 receivers and a tight end. They're going to motion Earl across. Drop back by Dunhill. Got good protection up front. Found Banks on the outside. He runs out of bounds. Stops the clock again. I mean, where was this? It's like we're literally 4 minutes left in the game. They're down by 3 scores, and now we're going to throw.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's been a common theme throughout the league as teams come up with their playbooks, and unfortunately, some playbooks just end up being run heavy and wait until inside the 5 minute, the fourth quarter, down 3 scores before they whip out the run play. And it's little things like that gets overlooked, and you got a situation like this where it's like, where was this?
Oh, that one's incomplete, and I know myself as I've run a couple of playbooks, particularly early in the season, that were very pass forward. And when you get a lead and you want to run the ball, it won't run the ball.
Right.
It's been the opposite today for Carolina. They've been behind, they've wanted to pass, but their playbook just hasn't been set up to do that today. Only up until now, when there's real sort of time pressure on. That's caught. Oh boy, Chase Earl has produced some absolute speckies today, and that's another one to add to the list here. They're now 40 away from the opposing goal line. Oh, pressure from Dunhill, wow. And he's gone that time. Loses 5. They'll go back to the no huddle.
What a huge sack there.
Drop back again from Dunhill. Got it through hands. That is incomplete. Looking for Chris Curtis.
I think it's either Porter or Leo Jefferson who jumped up and almost deflected the pass at the line, but also just enough to impact the pass to throw and make it a less accurate throw to his receiver.
Ron Haynes and Rochelle Colson, I haven't mentioned them yet. Credit to Chris Porter with the sack on that play. And Banks in motion here on a 3rd and long.
Oh.
Drop back from Dunhill. Got Curtis a yard shy of where they wanted to be. Tackle made by Frosty.
They gotta hurry up though. Even though it's 4th and 1, they gotta get to it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to make something of this now. You've got to try and make this a more respectable scoreline. Drop back from Dunhill. Throw to the outside. Dropped it. Jarred from behind by Jack Napier.
Great job by Napier. I mean, Earl had a good shot of that. He was open. He was underneath the defender, Jacob. Nobody there to make a deflection, but Napier just enough pressure behind Earl, makes the hit, makes it a difficult catch, and makes it a non-catch, an incompletion.
And off up the middle, and they'll get 4 there for Clarence Lee. And they will keep it moving here with 3.5 left in the game.
Another 4-yard pickup, just quick running down the middle. You get a tiny hole, and they just jump it lightning quick.
Okay, the same formation. Kyle Finnemore now in the backfield. Toss play outside. Finnemore got past one. McLean is the one that ended up making the tackle, but not before Kyle Finnemore picks up 8. I mean, he has picked up a good 44 odd yards today off of 8 carries. It's a pretty good afternoon for him.
That was for 11 according to our statistician. I mean, it's difficult. We remember last week against Bossier City, he broke away for that 50-yard running touchdown. And that's the lethality of having Finnemore in your backfield as a speedier back.
Jack's formation here. This time on a split backfield. Jason Williams can continue to do some victory laps here on this play. And off up the middle. Got it. Straight through McLean. Eventually finished up by Mike Ryan. I'll bring us to 2-minute warning. Albuquerque looking to ice this one away here at home. What a dominant victory this has been. I mean, they have really played Carolina off the park today. And it had crucially marked for the second time in 2 weeks that they've held the team to 3 points.
Yep, very impressive defensively. And they're going to climb that ladder as far as points allowed per game. Their defense has been showing up the last couple of weeks for them.
Finnemore up the middle gets that first down with relative comfort there. They have loved this formation tonight.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah. Carolina are just got to make sure they don't let Finnemore break one here and really put the nail in the coffin.
Blocking.
Finnemore again got blocking on the outside. 11-yard pickup and a first.
It's the lineman blocking, the tight ends blocking, the fullback blocking. Finnemore just had to use his legs, and he did. He picks up another 11 yards. Look at that. Averaging 6.6. Insane.
Between the 14 carries from Jason Williams and the 10 from him, it's been a collective 120-odd rushing yards on the ground just from 2 players today. Add another 7 to that total there.
And I think, Jacob, from start to finish, that has what bit Carolina in the behind is their inability to stop the run. You know, regardless if it's down the middle or to the outside, it's just light box here, about 8 or 7, and some of these guys might fall back in soft zone coverage. You see right there, luckily here they make a good tackle, but all night it has been tough for them trying to cover gaps, shut down running lanes, and they're just outplayed all throughout the run game of Albuquerque. It's
never a successful sign for a defensive coordinator when your free safety has 15 tackles on the enemy. It means that something's gone wrong there, because, I mean, Mike Ryan has basically been in everything, but it's because the linebacking core just hasn't been able to get enough pressure up front. And McLean's made some big tackles. Stinson made a couple of big tackles on the goal line earlier. He'll get an incentive bonus this week as well. But it was just simply, and you might even see it again here. No, so not so.
There you go. This
one's there from Sharon Broussard. That'll stop the drive here. Now they've got no more timeouts, so this will be a field goal attempt from Robert Ems to make this a 30-3 point ball game.
Great game by Albuquerque. Another game where they allowed only 3, but also, talk about the scoring. Another game, I believe this is their second 30-plus game in a row, if I remember correctly. Last game they went 23-3, so a touchdown away from 30. And now they put up 30. So also their offense has been starting to click, Jacob.
Collectively, it'll be the 4th time this season that they've produced 30 points or more. They put 35 on the Lexington Miners, 37 on the Houston Headhunters in week 2, and then week 1 against Sin City they put 44 up. That still remains as their best performance of the season, one would argue. But back-to-back wins where crucially they've held the opposing team to 3 points. That's, I think, the scariest part about what's happening here. And both of those teams, Mark, had winning records.
Exactly.
Carolina walked into today at 5-2, and Bossier City, when they played them, were 4-1. So it's just they're giant killers at the moment, and they themselves happen to be giants the way that they're playing at the moment.
Absolutely.
Again, 2 losses on the season. They slipped up against the Queen City Corsairs. That one seems to be a bit of a sort of a moot point in such a way. And also lost to the Minnesota Legend, who are routinely title contenders. So this team's really up the top of the standings at the moment. That throw on the outside is incomplete to Adam Banks.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to move up to, prior to this, they were 4th overall in the league as far as league ranking goes. You know, number 3 in points per game. Their points allowed per game prior to this game was 21, but that's going to go down again, Jacob. So they're looking very good top to bottom, both sides of the field, and they're going to be a terror matchup for any of these playoff contenders.
One throw to Chris Curtis is incomplete. Carolina have got 2 more games before they get their first bye of the season. The Washington Trident on the road, so they've got 2 road games back-to-back, including this one today. And they then go home to play the Chicago Warriors. Obviously, the Trident haven't played yet this week. Albuquerque, meanwhile, they get a bye this week, so can reset a little bit. That's incomplete. Looking for Chase Earl there on that play, and then they will then travel to the Florida Storm. We were talking about that off air. Should be an interesting contest given the way that both of these teams are set up to use those receivers on the ground, and we'll then have another bye after that. So It's an interesting end of the schedule here for Albuquerque, but they are one win away from effectively locking in a spot at the playoffs and continue to have a stranglehold over that South Division here this season. That throw to the outside, that doesn't get the first down, so it'll be a turnover on downs, and Albuquerque can nail this one out.
Here comes the favorite formation of any coach, so to speak here. 6 seconds to go. Albuquerque, 6 seconds from notching win number 6.
And it's another dominant performance from this Adams side. And a game of real reflection for Carolina. They walked in today with an idea to run the ball, and when that was stifled, they could not respond at all to what Albuquerque were throwing at them. 30 points to 3. When we saw this one on the docket this week, Mark, we thought this was a candidate to be the game of the week. I don't think anyone expected this to be so one-sided.
And I think what people didn't count on was Albuquerque locking up Carolina, and Carolina unable to do the opposite, as Carolina went in here with the third best defense as far as points allowed per game. They're allowing only 16 points per game. Not quite the story tonight. Albuquerque scored 30 on them. Carolina, averaging 20 points per game on average, putting up only 3. So it might be a combination of Carolina underperforming and Albuquerque overperforming. I think not. I think Albuquerque is performing at their level. This is the Albuquerque we have seen from the past, and they come away with the win, a well-deserved win. Congratulations, the coaching staff.
Carolina with some thinking to do before they enter their next 2 games. If you're looking for more football, we've got it right here on the Virtual Football Network back at 9 o'clock Eastern. Vancouver, Mark, your Vancouver Legion will take on the Arizona Scorpions. And if you want to watch the better Carolina team, you can watch Washington take on Charleston at 9:15. We'll see you then on the Virtual Football Network.